Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parbrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah.
Jai Shri Gurudev to all of you. Let's start our today's session. We are reading Gurudev's written book. This is Prophecies from the Holy Bible. Oh, recorded hai? Okay. So we are reading the book written by Gurudev, Prophecies from the Holy Bible. Now we will start today a new chapter, which is very important chapter, which define our today's lifestyle, our behavior, and our current stage as a human, where we do we stand. So on this chapter, this particular chapter puts a great light on it. Let's start. Before that, we start this particular chapter, let me tell you the illustration which will come in this chapter is that the meaning is Hindi meaning. Actually, the chapter name is in Hindi. Destruction of Dasoham is the aim of the life. So destruction of Daso. There is a word Daso. Daso means slave. So if we remove this word from Daso, remove the, what will be there? What will left? So destruction of from Daso is the aim of the life. This is what this chapter says. What is our current state of life is we are slave to those whom we think is the medium or somebody who guide us how to live. There is a very important line which will come in this chapter by Rishi Aurobindo, which will tell us what is the actual work need to do before we remove, how we can remove this da from so becomes independent. Now what is so? Let's understand what is so. When we breathe, we inhale and we exhale. So when we inhale, we got so. Inhaling is so, or exhale is hum. So hum. So we inhale what? So. So means the one, he, the God, the himself who created. So I inhale him. I want to transform into the one who created me, who I am part of. So I will transform myself into the one is my source, my father. I inhale him and I exhale hum. Hum means aham. In Hindi it is called aham. Aham means ego. What I exhale, what I leave is ego. Main is ego. Me is ego. He is the one. So everything in the entire world, if we see, Sarva Khalvidam Brahm, all is Brahman. He is the only one, and this is the Virat Sabroop. The all universe is his Virat Sabroop. We call it Virat Sabroop. He is the only one. We look into the different ways or different things. So I inhale him to be him, and I exhale myself, the ego. This is the word of meaning of the word daso. And how do we do that? How we inhale the one, how we exhale myself, me, ego. How you do it, how it will be done is the description of the chapter. Okay? Now I have given you the envelope of the chapter of the letter. And when I will read it out, I will put my thoughts accordingly, what I understand from the chapter. Okay, let's start. Jai Shri Gurudev. Om Shri Gangai Nathay Namah. Gurudev writes, man has forgotten completely his true form under the influence of Maya, the illusion, this world, that me being particular person, you being particular person, this world being father, mother and all. This is all are the illusions being in the world, behaving like the one. I have so much relationships. I have to work hard for this and that. I have to pay my respects, duties, and everything. That is good. But what about me being him? How do I realize? How do I identify myself that I am a part of the divine? Where is the light? So, illusion that I belong to only this world and do not know what is the past, what is the future, from where I came, from where I'll go. We do not have any idea. That means we are trapped into some illusion. We cannot see the before and the after. I will be, who I am, who I was, and who I will be in the future. Who is real me? I do not know, because the illusion. That is why when we take birth on the planet, we are illusioned with the Maya, Prakriti itself. It is called Maya illusion. So we all are under the illusion. Maya by entangling him in lust, us. He says, a man which is entangled by the lust, anger, greed, attachment, pride, and jealousy has made him as helpless as he had never been before, ever before. This is the current stage. This certainly has contributed towards decline in our religious values. Subjugation for years together has changed even the direction of our philosophical thinking. Subjugation for years together has changed even the direction of our philosophical thinking. Now comes a very important line. Gurudev here quotes Shri Aurobindo. He says, Maharishi Shri Aurobindo in this context had said, it is so for the several reasons. The tamasic tendencies and the disintegrating forces were at work with their full might before the advent of the Britishers in India. With their coming, the whole tamas become a dense mask of darkness. It is necessary that there is awakening here before some real work is done. This is the most important line. This is the most important line when he says, it is necessary that there is awakening here before some real work is done. So he says about India, this Bharatvarsh, that before we do some real work over here, before the divine starts its transformation with the masses at the large scale, we must do the groundwork. That means we must first awake us ourselves. So his practice was to descend, to bring down the divine, so that the darkness which has illusioned even more the today's human, specifically those who are living in India, we first remove the darkness. So before we solve your personal problems, before we make you free of any kind of disease, maybe spiritual, maybe mental, or maybe spiritual, mental, or physical disease, before we do that, we must awaken you. So the priority of today's is to not get rid of the diseases, but before that we must get awakened by divine. So he did his all tapasya to bring down the divine in the form of Guru. When Guru Ramlal ji Siyag came down, he said, I am not here to preach you anything, because many came and went away, they preached you but you never understood. Even greatest people were born in India. They told you about divine, about the religion, about your own understanding of the human, but you never understood it. Beside that, the darkness is now even more. So I am here, I am descended here. Gurudev said this. I descended, I am a descendant. So I descended here down not to cure you from your physical diseases. I am here to awaken you. Once you are awakened, and I will not preach you to awaken, I need not to preach to awaken you. The light in me, I will enlighten you. You have everything in you. I just enlighten you. Just come in touch with me. Just bow down in front of your Guru with respect and dedication, and you will be with me. Once you come in contact with me, you will be awakened. So, in the light of awakening, in the light of righteousness, you will see the darkness. Where there will be your light, there will be no darkness. So, the diseases are darkness. If you come in contact with me, you will be enlightened and the darkness will be automatically gone. So, my purpose is not to remove your darkness, my purpose is to enlighten you. So, the same thing, Maharishi Aurobindo took the aim of his sadhana. Let's first awaken you. So, bring down the one where yogis, the people, those who ascend down into the light. But Rishi Aurobindo did the reverse. He did not ascend. He said, come down. And Krishna said this while he was fighting for the struggle, freedom struggle for the India. Shri Krishna came into his cell and gave him upadesh, gyan, the knowledge that do not fight for the India's freedom. That's my responsibility, and I have better people than you which will make India free. It's my responsibility and I'll do it. You do not work on this, you work on the better cause, bigger cause, that is the freedom of human being. You go in a mon, in a silence, and do tapasya for me. You ask me to descend down. I will, transform the everyone. So he did the same thing. He did the tapasya to ask Krishna to descend down so that he can make people. It's not about the India but the whole world. He can free the entire mankind from his struggle of slavery, to make everyone free. So he descended, and he also gave the time when he descended, when this work was done, when Krishna's being overmind, he descended down. He mentioned the date also. And when in the earlier chapter, if you remember, we said the Gurudev Ramlal ji Siyag is the comforter. Why? He is the comforter. The prophecies by the Jesus, he will make true. He will make all the prophecies true made by the Bible and Jesus and other philosopher foretellers. He is also giving the transformation, exact transformation what Rishi Aurobindo was praying for or aim for. So he mentioned the date, the descent of the Krishna. On the same day is the birth date of Gurudev Ramlal ji Siyag. Alright, so these coincidences are very rare. We know it's a coincidence, we can call it coincidence. But how rare it is that all the prophecies made by the foretells and Jesus and Bible are coming true in respect to the Gurudev life and his work, and about Rishi Aurobindo's work, and his date of descension of the Krishna is the same. How it is possible? If still we are blinded and call it a coincidence, all right, let it be the coincidence, no force. But we can try at least just 15 minutes of meditation on the picture of Gurudev. As he said, till the human will be on the earth, my photo will remain. It will not die. I will transform the last person on the earth. And that is what being said in the last chapter, yesterday. Till this news, the line was, until this news reaches to the every person on the earth. Let me see if I get the line. I'm not getting that line. Yes. No, it is not. Okay, I'm not getting it. But he said, until the last man is aware about the comforter, he reaches to the every last man of the planet, the destruction will not start. So Gurudev said, my photo will remain and it will not die till the last person is on the earth. Even till the humankind is on the earth, my photo will remain. It means he will reach out to every human being on the earth. So how can all these things can come true? So you sit for the meditation for the 15 minutes and you see if he is the comforter. It's up to you. Now we'll read out and understand next. So first is the awakening. Before our problems get solved, we need to be awakened. Okay. And only Guru can do that. Where I was. It is necessary that there is awakening here before some real work is done. India is the most important part on the earth because the real dharma can be established from here only, because all the avatars chose only this part of the earth to be born here. Okay. Now next, what Shri Ma says. Shri Ma, the mother, had said also said, problem of the whole world have concentrated here in India, and with their solution the world would get rid of this burden. If India rise up, the world will rise up. This is the same thing that Krishna told Shri Aurobindo when he was in a jail. I am lifting this country. I am lifting the Sanatan Dharma. If this country lifts up, that means the Sanatan Dharma is coming up. So the meaning of the Bharat, the India rising, that means the Sanatan Dharma is rising. So the more burden is in the India. So I am removing the burden so India can rise up. Same thing Shri Ma says here. The problem of the whole world have concentrated here in India, and with their solution, the world would get rid of this burden. So that is why if the whole world needs a solution of their problem, the darkness, they need a light, then India must rise. Okay. The Maharishi has written somewhere, because of the British rule here, there is imitation of their pattern of life. We copy Western people. We feel very proud in it actually. That is a tragedy with India. That is a real tragedy with India, I tell you. We do not believe on our own Sant, Rishis, great people, those were spiritual and told us about the spirituality. We do not believe them until someone from the West comes and say, oh, you have a Krishna. Krishna is great. Oh, yeah, Krishna is ours. Krishna is ours. But till then they don't say Krishna is सब ऐसे ही है. It's all rubbish. So this is what he says. There is imitation of their pattern of life. So if they will say, you have the comforter, where you are going, you have the real changer in your country, where you are looking at, we are coming to your country. When they will say, Gurudev said these things also, until West agrees that this is the final transformation which human need, this India will not accept it, because we are imitating them. So they must do something, they must realize it so that we can realize it. how unfortunate we Indians are that we cannot self realize about that what we have. This is the greatest tragedy of India. The darkness which Rishi says here is the India is the most burdened with the darkness. We cannot see ourselves. Everywhere is darkness. They will tell us, "Oh, you what you have." Then we will agree. That is why the change is not happening so quickly. Otherwise, Gurudev came in India. Everybody would have recognized him. No. A great tragedy it is. Okay. Question is, how can I join you with Google Meet? Google Meet is not available with these sessions, because these sessions we do not discuss anything actually. We read out the books of Gurudev. So only on the YouTube for 40 minutes, 30 minutes session, but we keep it 40 minutes almost. Okay. All right. So next we read. So we imitate the pattern of the West, even according to our life. We imitate their life. This naturally includes the way of our thinking also. With such a pitiable attitude of slavery being there in us, we cannot present a true picture of our philosophy before the world. How do we do that? It is impossible for us to look because we are into the darkness. The so called philosophers from the West, we have not only been interpreting our philosophy in. The so called philosophers from the West have not only been interpreting our philosophy in an arbitrary manner, but have also been ridiculing it. Even then, we do not think of proving of the reality. And as against this, we are giving our support to the efforts of those who are out to tarnish the image of the absolute truthfulness of our philosophy. It is hard to search out an example of such an attitude of slavery. So, Gurudev and quotes Maharishi Aurobindo, how means if somebody really recognize if somebody can really see the darkness in the mind of the people, how how much they are into the darkness, they cannot do anything. They cannot tell them you are into the darkness. How suffocating it would be for the person who knows but he cannot help his brothers and sisters. How suffocating it would be. While thinking on our thraldom, I was reminded. Now, Gurudev is saying, Gurudev writing next. While thinking on our thraldom, I was reminded of what one of my religious friends had once told me. I consider it relevant to describe it here, as that tendency alone is exercising greater influence in the spiritual world these days. What my friend explained to me with an example is like this. Now comes the story which we just explained, the title of the this chapter. Now comes the story behind that title. Gurudev writes a story which he heard from one of his friend, which is very familiar or accurate with this example. He says, a man had taken mantra diksha initiation by word of the word soham from some sannyasi ascetic and started jap adoration by way of repeating a sacred word, etc. on it. After some days, some other sannyasi dropped in his house and inquired of the man whether he had been doing any kind of jap. The man told him that he had been doing so on Soham, as had he been advised by a saint. The sannyasi said that it was not a complete mantra, incantation. It is not complete, son. You should affix da to it and then do jap on it. So it became Soham to Da Soham. And Daso means slave. Soham means I am the one. He said add da. So word so changed to Daso, means I am not him, I am his slave. Okay. So he did know it. You should affix da to it and then do jap on it. So it became Dasoham. And the man started doing jap on Dasoham. The first sannyasi came to him once again and inquired of him what jap had he been doing. The man told him that another sannyasi had come who told him that the mantra was incomplete and hence the should be affixed to the original word, and therefore he was doing jap on Dasoham. The sannyasi said that it was not a correct approach and a word sa be affixed to this mantra, which had then become Sa Dasoham. So first was Sa, sannyasi came, gave Saham, another came Dasoham, then the first one again comes, he said, no, affix one more, Sa. So Sa Dasoham. And man continued jap on doing it, continued doing that jap. Meanwhile, the second sannyasi came once again, once again, and hearing everything from the man, advised him to affix another da to his current mantra, which then became, again he added, give one more da, so became Dasa Dasoham for him for this jap. So thus the tendency to become slave of the slaves, daso means slave, daso, slave of slave. He is the one, he is slave. I am slave of slave. So this is how deeper the darkness is. How the gulf between the God, the chasm, the difference between God and me, my prana, the difference between my prana, the reason I am breathing is now, there is a difference between God and me. Now I am not him, I am a slave. I am breathing as a slave. So this is very important actually. I don't know how much deeper I can explain it, but if you can understand it, then good. Okay, thus the tendency to become slave of the slaves is in vogue in our country these days. In such a condition, under such circumstances, our imagining of entering into our golden age once again during the 21st century would remain a mirage only. That is the condition of India. Not India, but everybody's. But specifically, this is the problem with India. We are their slave. They came here, they ruled us for almost 200 years. And we still are slave. We are not free. We got the land to live, but we are not free. We still imitate them. We are still their slave. That is what the condition of India. So if we are their slave, how we can identify ourselves? So until somebody, that comforter, come here and he convinces them, oh, my people are not listening to me, they are not looking at me as their guru or their mukti data or their comforter, but they need to hear it from you because they all imitate you. So first Gurudev will go to the west and will transform them, and when they will feel the transformation is done, then we see, oh, how you are getting transformed. They said, oh, he came from your land only then we will realize what we are doing, and it will take time. Okay, the attitude of slavery has got to be eradicated on the national level. Even once Gurudev mentioned this, my Gurudev told me, gave me an order, Adesh, that what are you doing in India? Your work is in the West. So Gurudev went over there actually. He went to USA. Israel he went to. He has disciples in Israel, in USA, in everywhere outside. So we are waiting them still. Okay. When they will come here with their philosophy, that until they come, there is no hope for India, I guess. Because people here, they do not listen. Not even our family do not listen to us. If I am doing Gurudev's sadhana, Naam Jap, I tell my family, my parents, my other relatives, it's not my case all are doing in my family, but I am taking a general example of India, particular disciple of Gurudev. He tell to to his father, to his mother, to his brothers, his relatives. Oh, where the hell? What you doing? There are a lot of saints in India, and you will ruin your life. They do not accept. They do not have the just 15-20 minutes for 2-3 days. Let's do the meditation for 50 minutes. You will realize it. They will not accept. They will not listen, because it's their son, their relative. It's Indian who is saying this. Until and unless the West says, they will not accept it. This is the real darkness, actually. Okay. So here the attitude of the slavery has got to be eradicated on the national level, and then only can we think of the possibilities of success. What an anomaly the Sanatan that the Sanatan Dharma, the originator of the theory of incarnation of, is looking a dwarfish. Before prophetism, I read it once again. What an anomaly that Sanatan Dharma, the originator of the theory of incarnation, is looking dwarfish before prophetism. Prophetism, whose philosophy is based on the dasa dasoham attitude only. How Sanatan Dharma is really being from the India, being Indian, I can really feel the pain of Shri Aurobindo Gurudev's. I can now feel it, that how difficult it was for them to tell people. People come to Gurudev, actually. They come, we are suffering from this disease, that disease. Please make us cure. You are Guru, you are God. You can do miracles. Please cure us. So Gurudev says, okay, you do this Nam Jap, your all diseases will be cured. Your all diseases will be cured. You just do the Nam Jap. So many people got cured from cancer, AIDS, even on the last stage, last breath, they were just about to die. They started chanting of the mantra, they recovered from their diseases. Because it was important. They need some time to understand who Guru is. But someone who is suffering from diseases, lifestyle diseases like blood pressure, like sugar, it remains with the person for some time. Though all the diseases are curable, Gurudev says, there is no disease that cannot be curable. Gathia, the spondylitis and all, these all diseases can be reversed, and person can be cured from any disease. There is nothing impossible for the Krishna. But you need to be awakened first. You just awaken and you will be cured. But we do not want to be awakened. We want to be cured physically only. This is our limitation. This is how we limited our practice, our sadhana, to the physical zone only. Somebody gets a little bit of any kind of disease, he is so worried about, oh, I got physically sick, no, I am not doing it right, my family is getting sick. So our philosophy changed, continue to change about Gurudev's. He just put a simple exam in front of us. Oh, are you ready to grow? Are you ready to be enlightened? I'll take a simple test. If you are ready, he take a simple test and we all fail. It is taking time. So, as Maharishi Aurobindo said, first you need to be awakened before you get rid of tamas, of your diseases. Before you get rid of your diseases, you need to be awakened. And that's what Gurudev is saying. And he says very loudly and clear, Gurudev says, I am here not to cure you from your physical diseases. I am here to awaken you, to enlighten you, to free you from the bondages of this illusion, the Maya. Make your aim perfect. Ask me, bow down to me to liberate yourself. Do not come here for me to remove your diseases. If you have that kind of tendency or mentality, your headache will not be cured. It is not my work. I am not here to cure you physically. You will be cured automatically if you are awakened. That is a simple philosophy. So do the Nam Jap. Do the 2 times meditation. And every work has been already been done by the rishis, saint. Everything is been set. Stage is set. You need not to do any difficult practice. Just chanting of the mantra, without moving your lips and tongue, and 2 times 15 minutes meditation 2 times. Everything will be done automatically. Just keep your faith intact with the Gurudev. That's it. Nothing else. And everything will be done automatically. This is how simple Siddha Yoga, Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga is. Okay. Okay, so we are completely working in quite a harmonious way with the laws of nature, and such no power on the earth can raise any obstacle in the path of our journey to accomplishment of our highest development. This is what Krishna said, Gurudev said, and Maharishi Aurobindo said. And I also believe no power on this earth can stop this uprising. This is the final and the biggest uprising. Okay, so tomorrow we will read further. For today, it is fine. Now let's hear the Gurudev Ramlalji Siyag's divine voice, the mantra. If you are watching this video the first time, you need to know Gurudev Siyag initiates everyone with the divine mantra, and that divine mantra you need to chant. Alright? And I am just playing the divine mantra. You can find Gurudev's video on internet in the detail. We have also done another book reading by the Gurudev, Religious Revolution in the World. You will find the playlist, and you can watch those 11 sessions, half an hour each, and you would know more about the Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga, and you can follow it. If you have any more questions, you can comment on the video that you need more information. Then I will try my best to give you more information on it. Okay, let's hear the divine mantra in Gurudev's voice. And when you tell anybody about the Gurudev's divine mantra, you do not tell them by speaking the mantra. Always tell them in the voice of Gurudev. Means play the Gurudev's audio, video when you introduce somebody new to the Siddha Yoga. It is very important that a new person, new practitioner hear the divine mantra only in Gurudev's voice. It is the priority. Alright? Let's hear the mantra.
What does yoga mean? Yoga means a union of the soul with God or the universal consciousness force. What are the benefits of Siddha Yoga? Siddha Yoga heals, cures or frees the body from any physical illness, adds various forms of cancers, diabetes, arthritis, asthma, and even genetic disease like hemophilia. In the case of disease such as AIDS, which attacks the entire body, the patient may experience internal kriyas like sensation or heat, electricity or tingling. According to Siddha Yoga philosophy, the divine power awakened by the enlightened Guru gets transmitted through his blissful voice to the listeners, irrespective of language spoken by the Guru. This divine power transmissions occurs smoothly and remain unaffected by the language being used. A regular practice of Siddha Yoga strengthens the immune system. The Kundalini acts as a protective shield of the immune system and wards off the onslaught or recurrence of any disease. Impact of Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini makes the practitioner perform kriyas that are specific to his needs. With this cleaning, the practitioner is cured of all kinds of chronic and even terminal disease such as HIV, AIDS, cancer, arthritis, etc. and genetic disorder like hemophilia. Mental application too are completely cured and stress is completely relieved. Cling, Krishna, cling, Kling, Krishna, Kling, 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 Kling, Krishna, Kling.
Okay, this is our Shri Gurudev, Pyare Shri Gurudev, Ramlal ji Siyag, and this is his divine mantra. You can find his more videos on the internet and you can follow the Siddha Yoga. More information, just put your comment and we will try to give you more information about that. We will meet tomorrow between 8:15 to 8:30, then half an hour session we will do tomorrow Indian time. Till then, Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Shri Dada Gurudev.